League. Hello everybody, Sean O'Connell here at the podium and very excited for the first of our pre-fight press conferences. It'll be men's lightweights and welterweights coming up this Friday, August 13th. Like I said, the first of 3 straight weeks of semifinal playoff action as the quest for a $1 million PFL championship continues for the fighters who have earned their way here. Professional Fighters League is the only MMA organization with a true sports format. Regular season, playoffs, and a championship. The regular season is in the books. It's time for the playoffs, and each of these individuals, based on their own success in the regular season, has earned a spot and a chance at a $1 million championship. The way the seeding worked out, we get 4 incredible fights on our main card on ESPN2 coming up on Friday night. Loic Rajabov and Alexander Martinez start the action at lightweight. Clay Collard and Haus Manfio is our other lightweight semifinal. And 2 returning champions will look for a second $1 million belt and a prize, with Magomed Karamov taking on Sada Boucy and Ray Cooper III taking on the vaunted PFL newcomer Rory Mcdonald in our main event. An early look at the odds for these fights. Rajabov and Clay Collard, both favorites. Magomed Karamov is a prohibitive betting favorite as he hosts the late replacement Sada Boucy, and Rory Mcdonald, slight betting edge in our main event coming up on Friday night. Here are your final 4 fighters in the lightweight division. The number 1 seed, Loic Rajabov and Alexander Martinez. This will be the second time here in season 3 we get to watch that fight. And Clay Collard and Haus Manfio, both individuals, the 2 and the 3 in our regular season, to get here had to beat the legendary Anthony Pettis. We start the action on ESPN2 in our main card at lightweight. The number 1 seed, Loic Rajabov, who came so close to a championship and $1 million prize in season 2 when he lost to Natan Schultz at Madison Square Garden. And the newcomer, Alexander Martinez, putting Paraguay on the MMA map. I'll introduce first the number 4 seed and fighting out of the blue corner. He's now living and training in Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada. He represents his home country of Paraguay. The PFL newcomer, Alexander Martinez. Six of his 8 wins came by stoppage, and perhaps most relevant for Friday night, he defeated Loic Rajabov in a razor-thin decision earlier in the 2021 PFL regular season. And his opponent, the number 1 seed, and fighting out of the red corner, he represents Dushanbe, Tajikistan. He's a massive star in his home country, Loic Rajabov, the 2019 lightweight runner-up. This close, so close to a championship 2 years ago, looking for another chance at a $1 million prize. Our second fight on the main card and our second lightweight semifinal, Clay Collard, Haus Manfio. 2 dynamic strikers. Collard, successful in his boxing career as well. He's a 2-sport star, and he announced his presence on the PFL stage with a regular season victory over Anthony Pettis. Haus Manfio did the same thing. To get to these playoffs, he had to get through Showtime, and he managed to do so. Keep his hopes alive for a belt at 155 pounds. The number 3 seed and fighting out of the blue corner represents Porto Alegre, Brazil, Haus Manfio. 2-0 so far in the PFL regular season, a former Titan FC lightweight champion. Number 3 seed Haus Manfio. And he will take on the 2 seed, fighting out of the red corner and representing Burley, Idaho, Clay Collard. Cassius Clay Collard, also 2-0 so far this regular season. Big win over Anthony Pettis, but Haus Manfio's got one of those as well. He stayed busy during the pandemic, 5-1 as a pro boxer in 2020. We're happy to have him here in Professional Fighters League and back in the sport of mixed martial arts. Those are our lightweight semifinal matchups. Now let's take a look at our 170-pound bracket. At welterweight, we have 2 returning champions. Ray Cooper III and Magomed Karimov each have a belt and the $1 million prize that came with it. Maga, the season 1 champ, Ray Cooper, the season 2 champ. Will we crown one of those individuals again, or will it be a new welterweight champion in either Rory Mcdonald or Sada Boussi? Maga Millions, healthy, and the number 4 seed. He had one opportunity to earn the necessary points to get into these playoffs, and he got a first-round finish to guarantee himself a spot. Sada Boussi coming off a win in his own right, but he steps in as an alternate. The injured number 1 seed, Joao Zeferino, unable to continue here in the playoffs. Sada Boussi willingly steps in. He is the number 5 seed and fighting out of the blue corner, stepping in for the injured Joao Zeferino and representing Stockholm, Sweden, the dynamic striker, Sada Boussi. Sada Boussi still the fastest finish in PFL welterweight history, 17-second liver kick knockout back in our 2019 regular season. It is now his 3rd trip to the PFL playoffs. 2 different weight classes, but he's here again. The number 4 seed, and as I already mentioned, the champion at 170 pounds in season 1, Maga Millions, Magomed Karimov. He is 9-0 in Professional Fighters League action. 5 of those wins have come before the time limit. 5 finishes. And our main event coming up on Friday night. Ray Cooper III and Rory Mcdonald. A fight that both of these men thought might be happening. A lot of us close to the Professional Fighters League thought this fight was an inevitability. And on Friday night, we get it in our main event. Our 2 seed in the blue corner, fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Rory Mcdonald. Hardly needs any introduction. Legend in the sport of mixed martial arts, former Bellator welterweight champion, longtime UFC welterweight title contender. His first season here in the PFL, and Rory Mcdonald looking to secure a spot in the championship coming up on Friday night. But standing in his way, the season 2 champion, the season 1 runner-up, looking for a 3rd straight trip to the Professional Fighters League championship bout, Ray Cooper III. 21 of his 22 career victories are stoppages. 14 of those come by knockout. Do not blink, as we like to say in the sport of mixed martial arts, for our main event coming up on Friday night. We have 2 lightweight semifinals, 2 welterweight semifinals, 8 incredible fighters looking to keep their hopes for a $1 million Professional Fighters League championship alive. Thank you to the press who has come here in person. All of you folks at home or on the internet, we'll open the floor for questions now.
Rory, you fought in the biggest promotions, Bellator, UFC. How do you compare the level here at PFL? A lot of veterans that they signed have already did not make it to the playoffs. You've obviously prevailed. Compared to the biggest organizations that you fought in, how have you found the level at PFL?
Well, I think I'm facing the upper echelon of the sport in Ray Cooper, and on the other side of the bracket as well with Megamod and Sadabusi. In my mind, these guys are at the highest level in the sport in any promotion, so I feel like I'm competing at the same level as when I was in UFC, fighting for the title there, and in Bellator also.
Yeah, and obviously Ray Cooper was the last champion, the 2019 champion. Do you feel like you're fighting the best welterweight in PFL here?
No, I think I am.
And for Ray, obviously this is a big fight, but you know you've beaten a lot of tough guys. I mean, you have two wins over the legend Jake Shields. Do you feel like this is your biggest fight, or do you feel like you've been here and you've already faced this sort of caliber of fighter?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just another fight. He's just in my way to get into the title match, and that's all I'm thinking about. He's just another fighter.
Yeah, for Rory, you lost the controversial decision last time. Do you feel this time around you have a sense of urgency to finish the fight early and not let it go to the judges, or you're just going to go through your normal game plan?
I'm not gonna change anything. The sport has a lot of bad decisions often in it, but I can't let that change the way I fight and make irrational decisions and make me nervous to go and do something I normally wouldn't. So I'm just going to do my normal thing and go for the finish, but fight smart also.
For Ray, Ray Cooper, you're sitting there, you're seeing Rory say that he's the best welterweight, and you have stated in the past that you have faced off against better fighters than he has. What gives you that confidence to feel that no matter what his record says, you are the best right now?
Yeah, I just think I'm the best, and I believe in my abilities, and I believe in my skills, and I don't know, I just believe that I can beat anybody, and he's no different.
And Clay, we see you right there with the shades on, knowing that everyone's been always ducking you and underlooking you. This tournament, you kept proving everyone wrong time and time again. So right now, the moment you're here, how confident are you that one more win will take you to the big thing that you've been searching for?
I'm extremely confident. I put in the work, I put in the time. I'm 2-0 so far in the season, and I plan on keeping that rolling and getting to that PFL championship fight.
Darnell Giovanni with MMA Island. This question is for Rosh. Do you feel that the Anthony Pettis victory was the biggest of your career?
Yes, I felt until now was the biggest win of my career, but I'm always concerned for my next fight. So right now, the biggest fight is against Clay, so he's the biggest win I'm gonna have.
And for Alex Martinez, do you feel that you missed that opportunity, not being able to fight Anthony Pettis when you were supposed to?
I don't take it personal. This sport is not personal for me. It's I focus on myself only. I don't focus on fighters. So of course, fighting Anthony Pettis was a great chance and opportunity to put myself out there and show the world what I'm capable of. But at the same time, it didn't happen. It wasn't my fault. I did everything right, and it is what it is. Happened what happened. I'm ready for the next opponent, and now my opponent is Loic Rajabov, and that's what I'm looking forward.
And for Clay, you come from the boxing world as well. Would it be more important to you getting this title now with the $1 million prize, or getting that boxing championship one day, or both?
Mixed martial arts is my first love, and what I would rather win a belt in. If I decide to go back over to boxing and that ends up happening as well, then, more power to me. But right now, mixed martial arts is the goal and the end goal.
And last question for Ray Cooper. Do you feel that less pressure, not having to gain points to move on to that next round and having to get that finish?
Yeah. I go for the finish every single fight. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, from Zoom, Curtis Calhoun, please.
Hi, this is Curtis Calhoun with Low Kick MMA. My question is for Sadibou C. Sadibou, what was your reaction when you found out that Joao Zeffirino had to pull out of the playoffs? And just kind of talk about how excited you are for this opportunity.
Yeah, it was. My first reaction was I was so happy, I was so stoked. I was still gonna fight at this event, but fighting in the tournament in the semifinals, it felt amazing to get that opportunity. And at the same time, I felt sorry for Zeffirino. I know he put on a lot of work to put himself in the position that he did. So I actually texted him and wished him a speedy recovery. But I'm here, and I believe that I was supposed to be here. Everything happens for a reason. So I'm very, very happy to be here.
Thanks, Sadibou. Appreciate it.
Dylan Bolker from Zoom, please.
Hey there, my question here is for Rory. I'm just curious because, this is a fight that's finally coming to fruition, someone who's been well regarded in the PFL on an elite level, even, before you signed with the promotion. So can you kind of talk about that, just this one finally coming to fruition and this guy presumably having been on your radar for quite a while now?
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, when I first signed with PFL, I don't even know how long ago it was, but it feels like forever. This fight was always kind of in the back of my mind. My first time watching PFL live, Ray won that season. That was the championship final, and he won that fight. And ever since then, I had a feeling that we would cross paths at some point in my first season with PFL, and here we are, and I'm looking forward to it.
And just as a quick follow-up, if I could, because I had spoken to Ong Law on Song, and he was talking about the camaraderie at Sanford MMA, like in terms of there being almost like a Bible study in a way, like people talking about their problems and things of that nature, like a level of catharsis. Is that something you're a part of at all with Sanford? And if you are, can you kind of expand upon that a little bit?
Yeah, they have a Bible study every Monday. Nate Marquardt is a pastor, and he does a Bible study group. I haven't been to it, but Ong has invited me, so at some point I'm sure I'll walk in there and take part in what they're doing.
Thanks so much for the time, man.
Zachary Grady from Zoom, please.
Thank you very much. Zachary Grady, USA Today. My question is for Magomed. Magomed, there's been questions to Rory, to Ray, to almost everyone else here, but yet you're the highest favorite on the card, even at the 4 seed. What's your thoughts and what's your mindset coming into camp, coming under the radar where all the hype is on the other fighters in your division?
Магомед, вопрос вам. Вопрос, вы пропустили первый бой, потом вы подсоединились, сейчас вы очень хорошо выступаете. Какой у вас настрой? Где вы ментально вообще находитесь? Готовы ли вы взять этот титул?
Да, я готов стать чемпионом. Я готов физически, ментально. У меня все хорошо. Настрой быть только чемпионом.
I'm completely ready. Everything is fine with me, whether it's mentally or physically. I'm prepared. The prep went pretty well, and I'm ready to take this title.
Tariq from Zoom, please.
Question for Sadibou. This is Tariq from the Havoc Hour. So you've been to the playoffs already before. Now you're stepping in here with one fight to go to the title fight. But now you're stepping in against a guy in Magomed who seemingly no one's really had the answers for. What's preparation been like for this fight now that you have this one?
Yeah, I made it for the playoffs every time. So I'm supposed to be here. And the simplest way to answer that question is he hasn't fought me. He hasn't fought anyone with my style and creating that problem that I will do. So I believe that styles makes fights, and I have the right style to beat him.
Thanks.
Jim Barcelone from Zoom.
Yeah, thank you. Rory, Jim Barcelona with Miami Herald. I'm just curious, what has it been like for you joining Sanford MMA? How have you grown as a fighter? And also having this big event in South Florida, now your new home.
Yeah, my time with Sanford has been excellent. I've been with them since February. I moved down here because of the lockdowns in my country of Canada, and it's been great. They've been a great team for me, and they've pushed me hard. I love the environment. I like the style that they approach the fight game too, and I've been able to improve as a fighter. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. And being able to fight where I'm training and living right now, it's just one less thing to do, get on an airplane and all that stuff. So it's nice to be fighting here.
My name is Nicholas Cardella, and I'm from Full Sail University, and I have a question for Raush. I was wondering what your favorite part of Fight Week is.
Favorite part of Fight Week is when the waiting is over and I can start eating again, for sure.
Thank you.
Harry Mack from Zoom.
Hey, Harry Mack from the Bookies Basement. I have a question for Ray. So, Ray, as the defending champ, are you surprised at all that both Magomed and Rory have better Vegas odds than you to win the title?
Yeah, I don't really look at that, and I don't really care for that. So, yeah, no.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah, this is for Ray. You said that you wanted to fight Rory because you wanted to avenge BJ Penn. How important is this fight for you to represent Hawaii?
It's just one thing for me. BJ is a big inspiration from when I was younger. And yeah, it's just a thing for me. Yeah.
Tanai from Zoom.
Hey Lloyd, this is Tanai from MMA Island. You obviously had a razor close decision loss to Alex Martinez. How is it going to go different this time?
Лойк, вопрос к вам. В прошлый раз вы когда с Алексом Мартинесом дрались, очень было близкое у вас решение, то есть спорное. Что-то это будет изменять в вашем подходе к этому бою?
Конечно, я подойду более, как можно сказать, более по-другому, но если соперник будет драться в стойке, я буду драться в стойке. Если партеры, я не буду, как в прошлый раз, попытаться как-то что-то изменить. Надо просто выигрывать. В этом раз не будет баллов, поэтому надо просто выигрывать и попасть в финал.
I'm just going to do my thing, whether it's going to be standing up or if we're going to go down to the ground. I'm ready for either option. I'm not going to be stressing out too much like the last time. We wouldn't have to get any points. So my main goal is going to be just take the victory, and no matter what the strategy or the price, but that's, I know I have to finish this one.
Thank you, Lloyd. Good luck.
Спасибо большое, удачи.
I have a question for Clay. Do you feel like you're being underestimated this season by the fans?
Man, I think I've been underestimated my entire career. I have my fans and the people backing me, and those are the people I fight for, you know? So if you're not one of those people, I just don't really care.
Thank you.
Zach Grady, Zoom.
Zach Grady again, USA Today. Just want to follow up on the question for Lloyd. You had mentioned that you are confident coming into this fight against Alexander Martinez. What have you done differently in your camp to instill this sense of confidence coming off of last fight's loss?
Лойк, опять вопрос вам. Вы уже упомянули, что вы достаточно себя уверенно чувствуете сейчас, подходя ко второму бою с Мартинесом. А в плане подготовки вашей стратегии что-то изменилось? Вы какие-то сделали определенные шаги, чтобы стратегию поменять?
Ну, почти я ничего не поменял. Просто в первом бою соперник мне не давал драться в стойке. Он каждый раз клинчевал, и потом боролись мы. И я не знаю, и это зависит от исхода боя, да. Я готов и внизу, и в стойке. Я думаю, если он будет в стойке драться, я тоже буду в стойке драться. Посмотрим. Но если получится, я финиширую. Это как гарантирую, что если даст мне такую возможность, я финиширую или в партере, или в стойке.
The last fight, I was mostly trying to do striking. I was trying to fight standing up, and looks like he was trying to take me down. But again, this time I will do my way. I want to fight to go my way, and whatever it takes for me to finish. And again, I don't want to go to decision. I'd rather have a finish.
Thank you.
My question is for Alexander. You said that you once quote saying, "I'll be wearing the belt, but not for me, but for my people." Saying those words, why is it so important for you to do it for your people?
Anything that I ever do, I always do, of course, for myself. But the happiness that I see in my people's eyes when I win, when I bring the victory, or when I achieve anything, it's even a greater joy for me. So when I become a champion, I think it's mostly for my people, and part of it also brings me a big joy as well. So I do it for myself in the end of the day. My people are very humble, very quiet. They never presume anything from my country, from Paraguay, and I want to give them a victory. I want to give them something to be proud of and happy for. As well as my family is very humble. We come from a very poor country into a first world country, and I want to make those fruits come to fruition, right? So those seeds come to fruition. They have been working for such a long time. So it's for my people, the reason why I do this, and that's why you see me fighting and what I do. I never quit. The reason why I never quit is because I do it for my people.
This one is for Magomed. How important would it be to you to beat a guy like Rory or Ray Cooper in that next round? And how important to you would it be to win that $1 million for your family and for, your life?
Вопрос Магомеду. Два вопроса. Первый. Насколько важно для вас одержать победу, если вы в следующий раунд пройдете либо над Рори, либо над Купером, то есть насколько важна победа над одним из этих соперников. И второй вопрос, насколько для вас важно получить этот $1 миллион, как это важно для вас, для вашей семьи, то есть насколько для вас важно получить эти деньги.
Да, если я выиграю здесь, я очередной раз доказываю, что я лучший в этом весе, и я себя считаю лучшим в этом весе. Конечно, это $1 миллион, это не маленькие деньги, они хорошо жизнь поправят мне и моим близким.
For me, it's most important to prove that I'm still the best guy in this weight category, so the opponent is really not important. And obviously, money is good. That $1 million would really help me and my family, so, both those things matter to me.
Alex, Cage Side Press from Zoom.
This question's for Ray, and this is Alex Behan from Cage Side Press. Rory Mcdonald is notoriously hard to finish. What is it going to take for you to finish him?
I'm just going to put the pressure on him, and I'm going to punch him in his face. Plain and simple. That's it.
Thank you.
Rory, does that sound like a winning game plan?
Hey, keep it simple. It's good.
Michael Morales, Zoom.
My question is for Alex Martinez. Alex, te la voy a hacer en español. ¿Cuánto significa para ti tener la oportunidad de estar en los playoffs de PFL? No tan solo para ti, sino para toda tu gente de Paraguay y de América Latina completa que te está respaldando en estos momentos.
A pesar de todo, esto es algo muy grande, claro, es una oportunidad muy grande para mí y para mi gente.
55 pounds, 2-0 in his first season under the PFL banner, fighting out of Porto Alegre, Brazil, Haus Manfio. His opponent, the number 2 seed, fighting out of the red corner in Burley, Idaho, Cassius Clay Collar. A clash of striking styles with, again, a trip to the championship on the line. Haus Manfio, Clay Collard, our second lightweight semifinal. The number 5 seed, who earns his spot because of an unfortunate injury to Joao Zeffarino, but coming off a huge victory in his own right, representing Stockholm, Sweden, Sadabu C. A third straight trip to the PFL playoffs for the Swedish Denzel Washington. The number 4 seed, the season 1 welterweight champion, fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, Magomed Karamov. Nine PFL wins, 5 PFL finishes for Magomillions. 170-pound welterweight semifinal. And our main event of the evening, a highly anticipated bout. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Rory Mcdonald. Former Bellator welterweight champion, longtime UFC welterweight title contender, looking for a spot in his first PFL championship. A man who's already been to that PFL championship twice. Fighting out of Pearl City, Hawaii, Ray Cooper III. Season 1 runner-up, Season 2 champion, 21 stoppage wins, 14 knockouts. The Red King Rory Mcdonald versus Brother Ray Cooper III. The main event promises to be elite mixed martial arts on display here. Friday night, Professional Fighters League playoffs begin. One last look at our main card. ESPN2, 4 fights, simulcast on ESPN+. Whether you're watching on TV, you're streaming at home, you will not want to miss 4 semifinal fights. A trip to a $1 million PFL championship bout on the line for these incredible 8 fighters. I'm Sean O'Connell. I will be joined cage side, as always, by Randy the Natural Couture, by Kenny Florian. Coming at you on Friday night from South Florida. It's Hollywood and a chance at a $1 million PFL championship. Magomillions, Sadabu C, Haus Manfio, Clay Collard, Alexander Martinez, Loic Rajabov, and the main event, Rory Mcdonald and Ray Cooper III. I'll see you there.